Are you frustrated with the number of inquiries that your website gets? Maybe you suspect it should be more. You might be spending a ton of money on paid media or SEO, and you're not really seeing the number of inquiries that you'd like to see. Okay, well, this video is for you. So I'm going to take a wedding event website and show you how we can take a traditional looking form and reimagine it using what's called a multi-step form and potentially triple or quadruple the number of inquiries that that website gets just by making a relatively simple change to the website. Let's dive in. Here's a typical looking wedding venue site, right? So looks great, loads of pictures, loads of testimonials, happy days. The problem is when you click on make an inquiry, and this isn't just this site, I see this across the board. You get forms that look like this. Typical, first name, last name, email, confirm email, all this stuff. And then questions. And even this kind of like, this 3+2. It's like you're making it hard work for people to fill in to get over the line, right? A much better way of presenting the same information but potentially tripling or even quadrupling the number of inquiries you get is, I'll show you how you do it. Here's one I prepared earlier. So you imagine when we click on this button here, you imagine it opens up a box like this, right? And starts asking questions like a dialogue. So when do you plan to get married? Let's say 2026. Any specific time of the year? Summer, let's say. How many guests you're expecting? 75 to 100. Notice that we're asking all the same questions that were on this form, right? But we're just asking the questions in a more natural kind of one question at a time method, right? So how many do you have any special requirements? Let's just say vegan guests coming, menu needed, just checking our availability. That helps with the conversions if you add that step in, and then we start asking them for their contact details. So notice that we've already kind of asked the icebreaker questions before we ask for the contact details, versus when you do it like this, it's like straight in with the contact details, right? So and it gets better. We've got this nearly done, this confetti thing, just kind of making it feel a bit more fun. It is a wedding, remember. Then what should we call you? Okay, so I'm just going to put my name in here. And continue. So nice to meet you, Jed. So it's picked up my first name from the previous step and put it in here. Nice bit of personalization, goes a long way. So how can we best reach you? Okay, I'm just going to put in my details here and then hit submit. Great. Thank you for inquiry, Jed. We'll be in touch. Job done. Now we find that when we put in a form like this versus a traditional looking form, typically get 3 to 4 times the number of inquiries when you present the information this way, right? We're not changing anything else, still sending traffic through paid. We're still, doing everything else the same, but we're just changing the form on the website, right? It's crazy to think that such a simple change can have such a dramatic effect, pardon the pun. So here's some stats. If we recently ran a campaign on an event, on like a venue, a business. It wasn't weddings, but it was similar, and they were getting sessions 655 in a week. That resulted in about 7 form fills and about 1.1% conversion rate, right? So when we put in the new form, sessions were a little bit higher, but the form fills were 26 versus 7, right? So that was a conversion rate of just over 3% versus 1%. So you can see the difference. It's tripled the number of inquiries you get, right? And this is quite typical, so that we see this across the board. So as I say, I'm not singling out these guys because lots of wedding sites do the same thing. So here's another one that I found, Beaconside Country Estate. When you click on get in touch, you're confronted with that, and it's like, okay, a lot of people are like, okay, I'm too busy today, I'll do it another time. But versus when you present the information in that sort of dialogue friendly way, you get more conversions, more inquiries, and it's good for business. So This isn't just applicable to wedding venue sites. This works for any sort of lead generation site. So if you go to our homepage, you'll see the different kind of industries, the different verticals that we work in and build forms for. So it's a real powerful kind of overlooked part of the sort of conversion funnel. And it really pays dividends, so definitely worth trying. If you're curious to know what we use to build the form, we use various tools, but this one in particular is called Hayflow. It's a really solid tool. I'll leave a link in the description, and definitely it's an awesome tool for building forms like this. You can't go wrong, really. It's got A/B testing functionality in it and tons of very cool features. Hope you found that useful, and definitely give it a try. Or if you want some help with building one of these, you know where we are. Thanks for your time. Cheers.